New details tonight in the death of infamous D.C. cocaine kingpin Rafal Edmund. He died at the age of 60 months after he was released from prison.
Edmund's drug operation profited hundreds of millions of dollars at the height of the crack epidemic back in the 1980s. Fox 5's Bob Barnard is live in Northwest tonight with more. Bob?
There are no confirmed details about his death, but numerous reports indicate Rafal Edmund died suddenly of a heart attack at the halfway house where he was living in Miami.
I'm back better than ever.
This is the most recent and only video of Rafal Edmund we've seen since his release from a federal prison last summer, captured on camera at an airport just after his release and shared on social media.
My first thought was, man, I hope he wasn't assassinated. But as it turns out, he apparently died a natural death. And anybody who's been in prison long enough eating prison food, it doesn't take much to imagine how that can happen.
Billy Murphy is one of the attorneys who represented Rafal Edmund over the years. Here was Murphy outside D.C.'s federal courthouse in September 1990, the day Edmund was sentenced to life in prison.
This kid was a genius. There was no question about it. I sat with him every day during a very long trial. What would have happened to him had he instead of having two parents who trained him to be a drug dealer? From the earliest of ages, I might tell you, if he had had two parents who were successful business people or business executives who trained him in the right direction.
Rafal Edmund spent 35 years in prison, arrested at age 24, and convicted of running a multi-million-dollar criminal conspiracy, dealing crack cocaine on the streets of D.C., leading to multiple murders as well. Then U.S. Attorney Jay Stevens.
I think Rafal Edmund has been held accountable for the human destruction and tragedy that he has brought to this city and to the lives of thousands of young people who live in this community.
But Rafal Edmund would continue running his enterprise from inside prison, later becoming an informant, leading to the arrests of nearly a dozen of his former cohorts.
I don't think I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. I think I'm going to go home one day soon.
You think your appeal will be successful?
Yes, I hope and pray that it will.
Turns out his prayers were answered. Despite being sentenced to life in prison, Edmund was released into the community last summer, his sudden death coming just 5 months later. And there's no word on any services. Rafal Edmund is survived by his mother, who served time in prison as part of that conspiracy, and at least one sister. Angie?